probably should ship this. Hopefully it's not too dark. Let's see. Well, hello everyone. Now I have to turn a light up before we begin. Whoops. There. Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. So sorry about that. All right, let me write in here good morning. Um okay. We are all set. We had a few things going on this morning that so it made it so I just got on here. Usually I'm sitting here at least a half an hour before I need to be and getting everything organized. So I don't I have things organized, but I want to share the bowl with you. Let's see, is there anyone out there this morning? Yet. No, because I'm a little early. So, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is just kind of start off with a little bit of some ideas that I had. And then before I show the bowl, and then I'm going to bring out the big reveal. Okay. So, a couple of things. The these bowls, you can change the aesthetics of them so quickly. I'm going to take out the old one first. Um, in this, for example, this is a thrift shop ribbon. It is very shiny, very pretty. But look, if you put this, I'm going to bring this down a little. Yeah. If you put this on as a ribbon, the aesthetics of this whole bowl change. I'm trying to hide the black ribbon. And then the black ribbon, it's just I just love it with the black ribbon. But that's cloth and this is synthetics. But it's recycled synthetics. It's like it was in the thrift shop. So anyway, today I'm going to share with you. Oh, and then I wanted to show you this. So I'm just showing you different ribbons. And then I want to talk to you a little bit about them. So this is and you'll get the connection in a minute, but this is um absolutely adorable. This is a cloth ribbon. Um and it's old. This is actually old. And you see the crinkling. I don't know if it's a linen, but it's totally cotton. So we've got that. We've got this um, twine, and so this is something you can use with your bowl. But I'm going to talk to you about each of these fabrics, and then this is another synthetic ribbon. Okay, so these when you make your bowls, and I'm going to show you the bowl here now because this video, maybe some people are working today and they can come back and look at the video after. But look, I'm just going to make you smile because look, this is a bowl of trolls. I'm going to take the trolls out because those are our needle felting projects more for May, but I'm doing them now too. And okay. So this is how the bowl came out. And I'm going to tell you, I love it. I love it. I didn't spiffy up the bow. I just simply tied it on. So it's a nice, now you can see how much smaller it is. And I'm going to tell you why it's smaller than the one I showed you. Rita, hi, how are you? Thank you for being here. So we just really started. I just been going over the ribbons, different ribbons, and I have some reasoning to that. I'm going to tie it into how we make the bowl. But first, the size of this bowl is so much smaller because as I was working on my needle felting little guys here, I made those a long time ago, but I'll tell you what I'm working on is this is not nearly done, but this is one of my other bears. This is going to be a beautiful bear. So anyway, I'm working on that, working on the book, working on the classes. Maybe we'll do for the art guild. You have to get a class like to sign up before there's a real class. But anyway, maybe we'll do for the art guild. You have to get a class like to sign up before there's a real class. But anyway, so this just the sewing, just the whip stitching was taking me time. And I felt like I just really wanted to get a piece done for you. But look, isn't that adorable? Now, a couple things though. I'm going to talk to you about how I made this because I think that's super important. And I mean, past the whip stitching, the construct of it, and the differences I saw in this compared to this fabric. This is flannel. So a couple things struck me. Um, so as you know, I'm going to put this down a little, you can see. As you know, we were whip stitching straight around, making sure we're catching 2 rows and, continuing around, making sure you keep catching 2 rows, testing it in all the way. So then we get to the diameter we want. So I did what I typically would do. I took my thread and I'm weaving it. First, I started with like the second row in, and kind of that's where I knew I wanted my wall or the base of my wall, like the bottom of my wall around there to be. So I knew I wanted to reinforce that and bring it up. So now, mind you, when I'm doing it, I'm holding it up. So something this is something to consider. I made such a tight braid and was pulling it tightly around. I could barely get that needle through. Okay, blunt. I switched to my blunts. I was still having to pull. So something to consider, especially so this is what I come to realize. This is flannel. So when I did the top row up here, I switched to twine here to this. I switched to twine because I had the thought, well, I'm going to weave it around my top row. I'm going to use twine as a bow because I thought it would go very nice, kind of with the earthly effect here. This is a cream color flannel. Well, I didn't have my buffalo plaid, but I just thought cream colored flannel and my black thread, and I thought twine would look great. So guess what? Twine, the twine started to embed into the flannel, like it started to hug it, which is the greatest thing in the world for like when you're working with wool and you're adhering a fabric, you want it to hug, you want it to lock. And so here, but it was locking before I could pull my running stitches. So when you pull your running stitches, that is what is creating your wall. It's pulling up all of your. This is already very thick. You don't need to worry about that. But you're like, well, how do I make my wall? So that's how I make it. So here, if you can see, yeah, you can see twine underneath the ribbon. I did manage to pull the twine, but I realized really quickly that was in like it wasn't letting me pull and gather my wall. It wasn't letting me build. It was just stopping. It was stuck kind of in the mud. Only it was stuck in flannel. So, a couple of things to be mindful, right? The organics may lock into each other, and if you have very tight braids, something to maybe you keep these braids are definitely looser. Here. Oh, I did my prototype messing around. These are also like 2 inch. They might even be 2.5, but they're definitely two. And so you have three 2 inch pieces of fabric braided, which is a nice thick braid, it's a good piece of braid. So when you're whip stitching your coil together, you've got these it's and plus it's cotton, so it's not hugging the other fabric. So this is an organic flannel cotton, so it hugged it. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. So what I ended up doing is I wasn't crazy about after I pulled it all the way through, I just cut it and knotted it because it totally worked for um it totally worked for the building my wall, building my bowl. But the other reason I used it is because I thought it was stronger, um, thicker. I felt like that was better than the I have it on the other side there, than the regular thread. The here, I'm gonna show you. Let me get this just so you understand. I thought it was better than our regular crochet lacy thread that we usually use. And, um, and I think it is. I think it is, all in all. So anyway, then I just took a piece of fabric, and you've seen this fabric. Here it is. It's just piece of scrap that we had in our Kawandi and in our Boro building. So anyway, and I just threaded it through and tied it. And I was going to tie it like this one, and I just loved it like this. I mean, this is what I mean. You get what? I would love to have been or even do decorating for houses, home decorating. However, I spend so much time doing the art, I would not get to the decorating, sure. But but I would love it because of just a simple bow or just a simple style changes the whole vibe. So, did anyone run into anything, or do you have any questions? I would love to answer if you had any questions. I did get a lot of comments on this. A lot of you said you were going to try it. So it's only been a few days, and it's not like, you have to go towards it like a hurricane. I'm going to try it right now. But yeah, I know there will be questions on this. So I guess I'll preface it this way that if because like I said, if now, I was going to try this cotton one, I was going to try this. I don't believe this would have gotten stuck like my twine. My twine has hooks in it like wool, and this is an organic, so it was just hooking into each other. But so that's something to be mindful of when you're building your wall. Now, so I'll ask a couple of questions because I know that these will probably come up. I'll ask for you. So, when you're building your wall, um, do you start like, should you be putting your thread through the top part here or the bottom part, or does it matter? Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. On this one, it this is so thick. See, it depends. It's going to depend on your fabric and very clearly on the thickness of your braid and definitely your diameter, because if it's too small, you may not be able to even get you may not even have enough, width there to bring it up to a bowl. Now, what I wanted to do with this bowl is I really did want a different style, but I needed to make the diameter wider to give you that style. And that style was kind of like what do you call those bowls? Like a fruit bowl almost, where these would just be kind of up and then kind of coming down like that. Robin, hello, Robin. I have the same problem of braiding and wrapping the coil too tight. Oh, I couldn't get my needle between the rows, so I loosened up. Excellent. Yeah, it's really a learning experience, especially like if I stayed with this fabric, I'd probably be okay. But I used flannel and that tightens up so much easier. And yeah, yeah, so you couldn't get the needle through. It wasn't kind of frustrating. It really was. I had come too far. It was like I went all the way around. I was shaping it and I could not. I didn't really have that issue when I was coiling it so much, but it was there, but it wasn't as pronounced as when I came in and put the twine. Whoa, that was the kicker. That was it. Let me tell you. I'm like, whoa. Um, so yeah, the fabrics. Now, somebody sent me a message. Oh, I have to share this with you. I totally forgot to share this, and I wanted to share it at the beginning. So what's happening with YouTube? I'm not getting messages until there's like a bunch of them, and then they're sending them all through. So there's some glitch or something going on with YouTube, because usually I get my messages a little bit and a little bit. And I wanted to tell you that because usually I get my messages and I write down what I'm getting and I'm going to use them here in the video, but I had just gotten them all at once. So so I wanted to let you know. In case you don't hear from me right away, I may not even have that message. So hopefully I know they're fixing it because I looked it up and there was some kind of glitch going on. Let's see, Rita says, on this moment, I make a memory quilt for from the dresses from my mom after oh yeah. Yeah, okay. So you're gonna work on yeah, I was like doing this and the needle felting and then working on the book a bit, and I didn't get to my quilt again, but I'm so almost done. And that's the thing. It's like when we get almost done, we really because especially memory quilts for me, uh, are they're such a, sensitive and meaningful I mean, it just is. It's a very sensitive, topic and, but it sometimes you stop just because there's so much energy you're putting into it, and then you don't get back to it. So it's something that I have to really push myself with because I have some clothes of my mom's too, and I sometimes take them and use them for projects for memory. I cannot so good English, but I'm listening. that you're doing. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Rita, if you have any trouble understanding me, I totally get it because even though I speak English pretty much without an accent unless I get really upset, the Italian, broken Italian, English, and Italian household that I grew up in, I feel I don't explain things like I'll keep trying to explain it. So I totally get it. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask as many times as you need. I am happy to answer. But thank you so much for sharing that with us, Rita. Um, but yeah, if you're understanding this, that's good because it and everybody has a different experience depending how you're whip stitching, the weight of I'm going to be look, there's a thread like this. There is what they call and I want to see if I'm saying it correctly. It's a manufacturing term. It's called mercerized or mercenized. I think it's mercenized. Because what they do with the thread is they put a coating on it. These are from the thrift shop. This has the coating. You can see the coating. Now, it's like a natural cotton thread or sashiko stitching thread or floss cotton thread. They don't have any chemicals. They don't have any of these. And I'm going to be honest, I would have loved to have a cotton thread instead of the chemical coated one, thrift shop one, because especially with the flannel, each of these would have hugged. And instead, now, I mean, this looks nice, but I can see these are sitting on top of the fabric. This is organic flannel. It's sitting on top of the organic flannel because it's coated. So it's not, if it didn't have the coat, like if it was natural cotton thread, it would meld right in to this. And that would reinforce the adherence. Also, this is a pretty strong basket. I'm going to be honest with you, just because the flannel is phenomenal. But yeah, so depending on your materials that you use. Now, saying that, I want to give you a couple of other ideas. We, I was laughing because somebody out there was saying, "Well, I've got the quilting, I've got the boral sashiko, I've got the crocheting and this and that, and now the bowls." And the projects can add up fast. But because we're talking about scraps, about using scraps, and that's the main event here, right? What can we do as artists to create functional? And I want to say something that is it's well made, but I mean this is just my thing. There are people, and there are, who can use industrial manufacturing machines. So they can take something and that is, let's say, used fabric and make it look like it's manufactured like brand new. And I think that is such a wonderful thing. But for us crafters who are at home and we are hand making. I I gotta tell you, when I go into an art store or antique store, I'm always looking for something handmade, and I know when it's handmade because when it's handmade, it has what they call the artist signature. And I don't mean handwritten signature. I mean signature, like just the way that you have like your style. Your style comes out in handmade. It just does. It's amazing. It's amazing, and I see it out there. I'll go on YouTube and look at the other artists. I'm like, oh, I fall in love with their style. I love it. And that is what gravitates me towards, um, staying with the handmade is that, that specialness that you're just not gonna find, and it's limited. It's always limited because it's that artist who can make that. Now, a couple of ideas for you. We talk about scrap. Now look, I love this this fabric. This is a coffee cup cozy. I don't know if it fits on this one. I made this. I shared these with you a while ago. I gotta be careful with coffee. I'm a really good one for spilling it. So, um, yeah, this is my cozy. Here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put this down here like this and show you. I am bringing my little elastic over this. I can't believe it fits this cup. This is kind of a big cup, but isn't that just precious? Okay, now why am I showing you that? I am showing you that because you can take the same concept and you can make a bowl, you can make a flower pot cozy with just sewing. Now this one I did sewing on the machine and then I did some hand stitch sewing. So I did both. And these fabrics, these are made from cotton, from fat quarter cottons that I got at the thrift shop. This is an old one. You keep seeing this one too, because I had a huge big piece of it. This is just top stitched. Now, the reason I'm showing you those is because um there's different with these, okay? These are all different style baskets. And someone brought this to my attention, so I want to share it with you. This is the braided whip stitched. These are the um the braided tie knots. This one I made. So we're gonna make this next, I guess. I guess we're making this Saturday. Someone calls this the shaggy bowl. So we'll make the shaggy bowl. And then but this is not a bowl. However, you can make bowls with just fabric, just quilt it, a quilted bowl. Some of you have made them. Good morning, 143 Handmade. Liz, good morning. Yeah, so you like this? This is we can make these. We can hand make these. This one I wasn't sh I mean, I was I'm not crazy about the button. Now, what I do like is this. This slides onto a coffee cup that doesn't have a handle. The kind you get at Starbucks or you get around like that. Oh, the shaggy bowl. Oh, yeah. Well, Robin, so this is the thing about the shaggy bowl. And I was saying this in the last thank you, Liz. So and thank you so much, everyone, that you really like this. I'm so happy. That Because you know what? When you think you're the only one, it's a lonely world. But yeah, the thing about this shaggy bowl is that these are all synthetic fabrics. So I mean, really, when I look at the statistics or the facts, I want to say the facts, um, at NOAA, the National Ocean website, um, these are not biodegradable for like 500. I mean, I'm serious, 500 years. I thought I was going to look it up and it would say 5, 10 years. 500 for synthetic fabrics that the fast fashions are putting out. And that's what this is. So this would be perfect for, if you don't have the handle on it for like a plant cozy, um, for anything, a rug. Someone out there makes rugs. One of you was telling me about your rugs. So this is the thing. This to me is totally what we all should be focusing on is not throw these away, but use them for the more durable things that we want to keep for like ever, since it takes forever for them to break down. Now, something like this is totally biodegradable. It's all cotton, the whole thing. Um, and the thread is cotton, but it's got the coating on it, but it probably would still break down. Rugs and pet beds is what came to mind. Yeah. I don't have a pet anymore, but I would love to make a pet bed. I mean, yeah, I would love to. And look, I made rugs forever. Now, this is the thing with rugs. I made rugs like a long time ago, like a couple of decades ago at this point. I don't know where the time is gone, seriously. As you know, I made them with toe loops. Oh, I don't know if you do know that, but I did make them with toe loops from a manufacturing industry I used to manage. You couldn't keep me in the office. I was always out on the floor because I just loved the fabric. I loved looking at being out there with everyone, looking looking at the being in the production line, looking at the quality, feeling the socks to see if they were okay. But I learned an awful lot just by listening to the experts in that knitting industry. But I will tell you, the thing about rugs is if you have a loom where you have all the you could use nails or pegs or whatever, and you have them all even, and that's great. But even if you have that, because you can make the rugs with a loom like that, or you can make them with a bar, which is what I did. I had both, but I liked hanging them up on like my window bar and just weaving. The thing is, you have to keep the tension, the same amount of tension going, and you don't want it to come like this because when you first begin, you're going to have it you may not have a straight rug. I do twining, um, woven rag rugs from fabric strips from I love it. I love it. Woven rag rugs, twining, woven rag. I love rag. This is well, that's probably why you like this. That's why you like this because this is kind of a rag effect. And but yeah, I mean, so you probably experience the that tension that I'm talking about. But I got to tell you, fabric again, what you're using, keeping the tension on something like this is if flannel is going to be a little more tricky than keeping it on a tightly woven fat quarter, okay? Or even these, I think you could do better because there's no pull here. Unless they have spandex in them, there's no real pull, right? I can get denim jeans for, oh, it cut off there. I don't know. Denim jeans, uh, it's not showing us the rest of the message. But yeah, denim jeans, oops, that was on part of sentence. Well, denim jeans is perfect. Absolutely perfect for a bowl, for a rug. I love it. I mean, now I'm sitting here thinking, my mind is racing. This is what happens. So I'm going to try and do some rugs soon. I built my loom and put a met meta something, the little heart is covering it, something bar on each side to keep the edges what? Oh, metal bar. Good thinking. Yeah, there are tools. There absolutely that is a really good idea because it's so easy to start going off with the tension. So I would love to see Robin when you do that. Now, something that I could do here. Well, we'll do the shaggy bowl first. And it would be fun to jump in and just do a small area rug. But I would do it freehand off of you know what I have? I have dowels, like a dowel. I have, and you're gonna laugh at this because I have dowels that I have gotten at the Home Depot. They're small for my pieces up on the wall. And I have dowels that I still have from a a wooden drying rack that fell apart. And I had gotten it from the thrift shop and it was loose. One of them was all it took was for one of them to be loose. And I was on a roll. So I have a bunch of them and I would use that to just do my Indian tie weave. Now, is this Indian tie weave or that you're doing? Does that sound familiar? Or are I could do an Indian tie weave after we do to show you, Robin, to see if it's something you want to incorporate in your rug making and see if it's something you do. Mine was Indian tie weave, so I'd have to show you how I did it because I'd have to revamp and like make one or start making one. You would love to see that, Liz. Okay, good. Because I'm going to tell you, when I made these, people loved them. Now, I did mine. I will have to do mine with strips, I think, too. But the thing is, I did them with toe loops. And look, it really doesn't matter, I think, because once you whatever it is you're using, whether it's toe loops or you're connecting your strips. And there's so many ways you can connect your strips. I personally love the tie knot and I did a lot of my rugs. I have pictures. I will tell you what, today's Tuesday. We'll get together Saturday and we'll make the basket like this shaggy basket but at the beginning, I will show you, I have pictures of my rugs. And I know I have them, even if they're in my shed, that will give me from now till Saturday to go to my unit and find those pictures because they were gorgeous. They were. They were thick. Now, people didn't know what to do with them because they were so thick. They would be a nice outdoor rug. I've never heard of Indian tie weave. Oh, yeah, okay. But sounds interesting. Yeah. It was like the first thing I learned in making rugs. So I will bring you. Will show you the pictures Saturday. We'll do our session for this and then yeah, you will love it. It's very easy. Now, with that said, the only tricky part is the tension. But I love what you said about a metal bar, and there are tools to help you keep these to help you keep it straight and keep that tension. But it's kind of addictive. I'm almost afraid to do it again. My No, I've got to keep my focus. Um, I want to come up with something because this is what I do. I just want to share this with you. These are the types of things I share more on Patreon, but I'm going to share this with you. So I have a notebook, okay? I bought this notebook, and as an artist, now I have to design my own notebook. I'm going to tell you why. Because when I open this, I need guidance to keep my projects in place. So I'm going to work on in Canva to make a notebook for for me, but it might be something that you're interested in. I'm going to tell you because it is not unusual for the artistic personality to be very interested in many different ways to do something and many different projects and different types of art. That is very natural. You'll hear an artist will be a poet, they may sing, they may sew and do their painting, totally in the realm of the artistic curiosity. Um, but yeah, so anyway, this is what I was going to share with you. And I think if there aren't any other questions on this for the moment, I think I covered what I wanted to with this, like, and plus some, because I think I repeated myself, but forgive me. Just wanted to take the point home on some of this stuff. Yeah, I do a million different crafts and can't wait to try more. Well, then, can I just tell you, Liz, you are totally in the right place. You are totally in the right place because the only challenge I find with it, with the interest level of interest, is um fine is the time management. But I think I'm getting it, you know, personally, when I was an art director many, many years ago, when I a program director in putting together art activities for persons who were they were older, so some people couldn't do this and they couldn't do that. So it was really important to come up with projects that people could just do, and feel good about it. They didn't need to have the expertise. All they needed was the will. That's all they needed. And with that came creativity. That's where I come from. I want anyone and everyone to be able to do what I'm doing. And that's why there's no patterns. There's no, yeah, it needs to be exactly like this. If you figured it out, if you use this fabric or you do it this way, that's that's a plus plus. That's a blessing. That's mission accomplished. Yeah, that a million more. That would be challenging. Yeah, it's challenging to um to go back and forth on projects. Now, when I first started going back and forth on projects, I had a hard time with it because as an artist, when you start to get in the zone, you want to stay there. Now, this is the little secret that I learned. I can take the zone with me, place it over here in my mind, in my body, in my soul, like my quilt over there. It has to be in my vision. If I put it away, that's a problem. I won't come back to it. It has to be in my vision. So that's why it's right here um, in front of me, because I'm not done with it. It's still an extension of me. That's the only way I can jump around to my projects. The same with my bears. This bear has to be in front of me. If I put him away, I'm not gonna come back. I'm not gonna co same even with this little baby bear. I wanna dress these bears, I'm not done with them, but they have to be right here. That's the only challenge is everything's out. Um, that's why I like watching Yeah, I mean, it's like if everything's out and around me, I am so at home, and I am at home, but I'm so comfortable and happy. If I put it away, I don't feel right. It's got unless it's really done or give it away. Like this would be an adorable little gift. It really would. I mean, I like this. I mean, it's the only thing is I do feel a couple things. I used I used black to kind of emphasize and show you really what I was doing. I felt that was important. So if I came back around to this, I might use a lighter color all in all, just because this is a cream. I don't know, but I think it's definitely different. It's different for sure. So, but I love the bow. The bow brings it home. The bow gives it its personality. So, but anyway, with that, so this is what you'll need for Saturday. Now, I'm only recommending this. You want to get your strips together if you want to come along with me. Um, if you're using, I'm just going to show you this close up. If you're using this type of fabric, oh, it's perfect. Oh, thank you. This type of fabric, make them about an inch long. Um, this is very thin fabric. You can go an inch, 2 inch, three. You could go three. You're braiding them, so that's the only thing you want to remember is you're working with braiding and you're working with tying, knotting. Do not worry about necessarily, you don't have to worry about your strips being the same length. Seriously. This one we kind of did. This one you don't. You don't because you're going to connect your strips, connect, and you're just going to continue braiding, connect, connect. This is the bumpy road one, shaggy. So it's fun and yeah. So okay, with that, I guess we will let you go and have a beautiful, beautiful day. It's super sunny here in Vermont. We have like 60 degrees going on here today, which is amazing. Um, and but keep the ideas coming. I write down these ideas. When you say you want a shaggy basket or a shaggy bowl, you got it. We'll do it. If I truly can't do something, I won't. But now I'm writing down the rugs, and it's very addictive. It's very fun, 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 fun. I love it, love it. Um, but now, no one has expressed on YouTube anyway yet an interest in needle felting. Um, if you do, let me know. In the meantime, I just kind of keep it behind the scenes. And the only thing that I do that's really related to Boral Sashiko with the needle felting is I dress my creatures with needle felted, I'm sorry, yeah, actually with needle felted items too, but with Borosaico, um, scarves and items, but I also crochet them too. So anyway, so with that, I thank you so much for being with me today. I love, love, love your comments. Keep the comments coming. It gives me an agenda. It helps me go forward. And yeah, I'm truly am going to work. I'm working in Canva. I'm going to make a notebook for us. I'm gonna do it. It's next on my list. So until Saturday, right, we will reconvene Saturday at 11. At 11. So with that, you are very welcome. You are very welcome, and thank you. We'll see you all Saturday, and have a beautiful day.